tricky part of this study of the arteries, mostly arteries, there are veins here too, but it's mostly arteries, of course. The tricky part of this is this area up in here, where you're still in the pelvis. You're only in the thigh when you pass this ligament right here. And you enter the thigh down here. Up in here you've got iliac vessels. Now let's see if we can figure out which iliac is which. Because you are responsible for this now. Why, you little... What's to turn it on? Switches are neat, you know, when you use them. This one right here.
Up there is common.
Common iliac artery.
Left common.
Here you can see the internal. I know it's hard to rotate it around so everybody can see it, but there we go. Here's the common, here's the internal iliac. External iliac is right there. And when you pass this point here, femoral. There are actually two vessels that mark the change from external iliac to femoral. This ligament is a convenient point. You can also see the external iliac vein right beside it. The veins are pretty much the same except for the great saphenous. That's the big difference. There's the beginning of the great saphenous right there. I know it's dark and shadowy here. We don't have light, but it's right there with the beginning of it right there. So this blue vessel going down and deep into the thigh is the femoral vein. Okay, the blue one. And right beside it is the femoral artery. And they go, this is the medial, the vastus medialis right here. And it goes right deep in there. If we turn the leg around the back, we can see the popliteal artery and vein right there, along with this nerve here. A lot of times the nerves cover them up almost. You can see the vessel going down the back of the leg here, along with the same nerve of the same name, posterior tibial artery. It goes under the medial ankle bone. What do you call these bones here? Part of the tibia. Medial malleolus. It'll go under that and go under the foot to supply the blood to the bottom of the foot. And there are several pulse points which you probably noticed in your manual, like carotid and radial and brachial all. Well, you can, I don't think it's listed as one, but you can feel the pulse of the posterior tibial right on the underneath here. So popliteal artery and vein both can be seen here. Kudos to anyone who can tell me what this nerve is right here.
Femoral nerve? Just saying.
Well, there is a femoral nerve.
Sciatica?
Oh, that's
Biggest nerve in your body, which is your sciatic nerve. Correct. Anybody who's ever had pain in that nerve?
Yeah, no, it.
Yep.
That's why I had to have back surgery, because I had sciatica so bad I couldn't function.
What was causing it?
It was the stenosis of the between the fourth and fifth lumbar, the nerve trunk there. So they did a laminectomy, and if you've ever had back surgery, you can understand how difficult, even the recovery from it.
Yeah, the recovery is the difficult part. Surgery was good because you were out.
But I'm doing all right now. I have some pain occasionally. I take heroin for it. No, I'm kidding. No. It isn't that bad. I have to take anything. But occasionally I do take Tramadol or something like that. In the front, anterior tibial artery. See it there? The red one coming down the front. What is it right here?
Dorsal.
dorsalis.
Dorsalis and
Two ways
pedis.
to pronounce that. Either one is correct. Dorsalis pedis or dorsalis pedis.
Okay.
I even heard one pronunciation, dorsalis pedis.
Okay.
I don't think that's right.
This.
Dorsalis pedis or dorsalis pedis. It means the top of the foot. That literally means that, and that's the pulse point. They often feel that to see how the pulse in both feet are at the same time. They'll feel both sides. What do you call? I can only see a little bit of it here. What do you call the arch across the top of the foot?
Dorsal.
Dorsal arch. what do you call the one on the bottom?
Plantar.
Plantar.
Peanut.
Plantar, because that's the region, the bottom of the foot. So I think that's all here. Now, there is a big artery that breaks off of the femoral called the deep femoral, but we've removed that from the list to know. So I think that's pretty much it for that one. I think what is interesting, though, if you look at the deeper, even here, with some deeper views of the knee, you've got the patella and everything complete. There's a whole mass of arteries at the knee they call the genicular. What does genicular mean? What does genu mean? It means knee.
Oh, wow.
So when you meet the queen and you do this, you're genuflexing.
Hmm.
So something to use at a cocktail party.
Yes. Genuflexing.
Okay, over here.
Go down and can't come back up.
Over here we've got an arm, of course. You did recognize that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
sorry about the squealing there, but if we start right in this area here, we've got the axillary artery.
Mm-hmm.
The subclavian would be, and technically the subclavian ends past the first rib, and then you begin the axillary. So this is axillary artery. Covered up by nerves here would be the brachial artery. When you're taking blood pressure, you put that stethoscope right over that artery to listen to it.
Yep.
So that's still the brachial. See where it splits?
Mm-hmm.
The Y?
Medial.
It goes to this side as the radial artery. Thumb side. Always remember thumb radial. And you go to this side, you've got the ulnar. And then when you get into the hand, you've got actually two. We see one here. You've got palmar arches. There's a superficial and deep palmar arch in the hand. Two different ones. And this is an example, another example of an anastomosis. This is an arterial anastomosis because the blood coming up the radial artery and up the ulnar artery unites to form the palmar arches, which then give blood to the fingers. So that's a connection between two different arteries at two different points because there's a deep and a superficial arch. For our purposes on tests, we can just call that the palmar arch up there. Palmar arch, radial, ulnar, brachial, axillary. Easy enough?
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to make sure you saw it on this particular